Sacramento.
Wow, Scott, this looks like a mad scientist.
Yeah, that's what he is.
Is he a mad scientist? Maybe.
Not in there. I was exhausted. We were supposed to have. The doctors had said, well, you'll have to go to.
I'm just doing a monotone, pretty much just transparent oxide brown. I used a little bit of a gray on a gesso board just to tap back the board, so it's really a monotone painting. I don't even think, we'll see how far I get. This is just the first 25 minutes, so.
And then I was in Kamala.
Our model is great. He came all the way from Knoxville, Tennessee, just to pose for us. So exciting. It's great to be able to draw a guy.
And also with people.
I've climbed the mountains in Montana, danced in the lights of New Orleans. Portland ran away with me, and San Francisco stayed with me. Nashville made its way in between. Fell in love in Minnesota, and fell apart south of Salt Lake. Washington will always be begging for a piece of me to stay. Maybe some things never change, but I wanna know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay, I want someone to take up my time and miss me when I go. Swam the beaches on the west coast, climbed the trees of Carolina. good thing was I feel it more the further that I get. So the wheels are pointed west till I know how it feels to hang pictures on a wall, sleep in the same bed at night. I want reasons to stay, I want someone to take up my time. Miss me when I go, I'll find reasons to stay and someone to take up my time. And I'm not gonna go when I get home. I'm going home. We can go to a place where even our imperfections can rest safe. I thought we were on our way, but we're so quick to get lost these days. So we move on like waves of prairie grass. No use blaming the summer wind for rushing past. In the moments when I held my ground and stayed, I was only standing in the way. There is a pond on the map. When it's laying flat, seems easy to arrive at. But in the world, all the stories I have heard, if you let go, things might circle back. So we move on like waves of prairie grass. No use blaming the summer wind for us.
So I timed myself. I said, make sure I can count the brush strokes when I do any sort of tweaking, because I can get into the habit, and this happens to all of us. It happens to Scott. You start tweaking too much on a painting that you started from life, and you all of a sudden you're doing this and you're doing that. But okay, I didn't want to change it. It's a very airy, it's very thin. It's a monotone, right? So what I did was I put that tiny, I had put it in while I was painting. I don't know if you can see. Well, I put this tiny little edge right there on that chin. I had put it in while I was painting from life, but I don't think I did it sharp enough. I think I was a little too tentative. I also didn't notice when I was painting from life that I didn't put those the edges, the side arms of the glasses through the glass on that side. And I thought that could be something that will look, you don't notice it, but then you realize, wait, does this side not have an arm? So it's very, very faint. So I did that. I did this tiny little triangle right there, just because I didn't have anything down here as like a flesh or whatever. Oh, I think I put that little dark right there, just a tad. I had to make sure I didn't go as dark as the eyes. To me, I would almost call this a high key painting, which means that everything is on the lighter values except for the glasses. The glasses allowed me to stay very, very high key everywhere else. I went a little bit darker in the background, but I didn't even go that solid because I wanted it to look brushy, because if I went really solid back here, then I would have to go more solid in the hair, and I didn't want to. So that little stroke, I think just this little area right here, those little right there. Oh, I strengthened this dark. Like the other thing is I had that dark right there while I was painting from life, and I think it just maybe wasn't as strong as I wanted it to be. I just wanted to show you guys that that's the idea, is to really count the brush strokes and you're not repainting it. But now I'm gonna let it dry. Once it's dry, I will do a matte spray varnish for it, and then I will mail it to him.
Past in the moments when I held my ground and stayed, I was only standing in the way. I was only standing in the fork in the road and in the hand I wanna hold. You gotta take care when you go. Knife in the heart and in the drawer isn't sharp, but a double blade is still wielding hard.
Going through files again, finding older paintings. Now, these 4 paintings I did for a instructional video a while ago, you know, painting dolls. I think it might even be called sketching dolls. And all of these paintings were done in like one session. Some were quicker, you know, maybe the one with the 2 dolls was just a little bit longer, but they were all like alla prima, meaning that they were done in one session, like an afternoon, maybe even like an hour. Like I'm thinking about, you know, some of these I tried to do very quickly. That was like the lesson. They are painted on the Arches oil paper. They're primarily all around the same size, even if like the paper is a little bit wider on some. You know, they're meant to be matted. So you would, even like this one, you would probably use like a white matte or a very light neutral matte, and then a little bit of a frame. I'm gonna say that one looks about like a 9x12. And so all the images look around a 9x12, and then they could be matted, you know, bigger. I'm gonna put these on my store because maybe, you know, I mean, if somebody has watched that video before and you wanna own a little demo, why not, right? I'm trying to be more professional in my life and not just store things in shelves. I'm also gonna take a picture of my Theo. The things that I did to Theo after the Zoom paint along were I put a little bit more wash on the fabric he's sitting on. I added his whiskers and just, you know, put that blue glow around him. But I really wanted to keep it as a pure, you know, kind of a fresh painting and not making it really refined. I just didn't want that. I don't know if I've shown some of these oil washes that I've been going through my my folders, my racks, trying to find things that have been hidden that I wanted to bring out. And I'm just kind of showing you those little bit by little bit. And sooner or later, I'll get all these little sketches up on my store. I have a very hard time starting a live stream, starting a video of myself, because every time I look at myself I go, what on earth? I mean, I guess it's just humidity. It's crazy. I'm not somebody who should have long hair because I don't like doing anything with it. And that's why I always wear it in a ponytail. But my bangs, my face, too much. I'm not even a vain person, but you just look at yourself, you're like, oh. I mean, it's just too much. I really should be blinded. I should just not even see myself and start videoing. Just thought I would show you. This is what it looks like when I do kind of live streams and view from my computer of what my background, what my studio looks like. Just a sneak peek. I set up for my paint along Zoom today for Patreon, and I'm gonna paint Theo again. I feel like these Zooms, these paint alongs are just for fun, and it's all about what would you paint if you had no responsibility, no anything, just how do I phrase this? Just for the mere fun of it. So I'm kind of using a variation of just brown and blue. This is ultramarine blue. This is actually raw. This is raw umber, but it can be very similar to like a transparent oxide brown. So you could use that. I decided to add this Venetian red just for fun. Look at it's already dripping. And then titanium white. I put this here. It says that medium gel. Just in case. I'm working on these gesso boards and I'm kind of liking it. So, but it does, you see how even though I put this wash, it soaked it up already. So I don't know how these gesso boards work, but I want to experiment with it. And what I did was I just did this Gamblin portrait gray medium as a tone. It's sort of just like a convenient thing. I mean, you could use ivory black, a little bit of white, maybe a tiny bit of yellow ochre, but I have 3 different Theos, different versions, like regular, slightly more contrasted, and then like a little posterized. I'm gonna paint him big, like his head, almost life size. I tend to do things smaller. This is an 11 by 14. I have my little camera set up. I have this because it's so easy to forget to press record. Usually, that's the drawing I'm working on. Usually Scott is here during these Zooms. Usually I set him up right here, and it's like sad because we have a lot going on at our house. A new kitten, house painters. He's also just not feeling well. There's some situations that he's dealing with that are personal, that just family things that he's very sad about. So he kind of just needs just time to be at home. This was the Theo I did for the last Zoom, and so that's why I think I'm just gonna be Theo for a while. Our new kitten that literally got dumped at our house. So today is Sunday, tomorrow is Memorial Day, and how long have we had this kitten? I'm gonna say this kitten is like a month old, maybe 2 days, maybe 3, and I could hear meowing. I could hear meowing outside my window when I was like in our dining room, which we've turned into an office. And I'm like, where's that meowing coming from? Where's that meowing coming from? And Scott went out, and it was this tiniest little black kitten. And I mean like all black. Whiskers black, nose black, everything black. There's the teeniest little bit of white right there. And my first initial reaction was, I am not going to be emotionally attached to this kitten. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to be, of course, gentle and take care of it. And I'm going to, we're going to call places like that volunteer, like ARF, and take care of this kitten. And like somebody out there is going to want a little adorable kitten. It's probably a week or two too young that normally you would get. But I'm like, someone is waiting for this kitten. Now I feel like this kitten is not going anywhere, and I'm sure that's what happens a lot. Our older cat, Annie, is definitely going through some really bad health issues, and it's like imminent, is that the word? It's coming, and so we try and give her the best life possible. I feel that the universe brought this kitten to us. I know it. And the kitten, it's like I've never had this kitten like this before. I'm not joking. I feel like it's a little Yoda. I don't want to title it Yoda, but there's this all-knowing, this extreme gentleness. This like, I feel the universe dropped this kitten at our house because they know Annie's going to leave us and Theo needs somebody. Because, I'm having a hard time holding this in my hand. I don't have the muscles in my arms. Because we are going away on some trips this summer, and I think Theo's gonna need somebody. I don't know how long Annie has, but it's weird that this kitten showed up. Well, anyways, Annie doesn't like the kitten. Theo's okay with it. And anyways, Scott needs to be there anyways for that kitten too. But you know, doing things on your own when you're used to doing it with people is stressful. So I have to think about everything. And just thought I would show you that, you know, these are the things that I have to do. Lots of understanding about chords and junk, which I don't like doing on my own. But I'm gonna have fun today because I get to paint Theo. Babies want breakfast. Theo wants breakfast, Fig. Should I give it to him? Oh, baby. Oh, baby, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Here's my little alla prima of Theo. I didn't get very, very far, but I wanted to leave it very loose. So I'm gonna do all of his whiskers, his antennae, any sort of last minute things I'm gonna do after it's dry so that if the whiskers come out too thick, I can just wipe them off. I'm gonna say this was about 2 hours. Yep. See if you get a little bit of his eyes. I kind of feel he looks like an owl, but that's cool. I love owls. Just did the beautiful model Sabra again today. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you guys have, some days you just don't, I enjoy drawing. And it's not that I don't think that they came out, I guess, but it was like trudging through water. So these papers are they're very close to about a 9x12, probably like a standard 8.5x11, who knows. But I just used pretty much a light gray chalk with red and a little bit of black. I started off like 6 minutes. I think we did maybe 10, a couple of 15, a couple 20s, and then did another 10 at the end. Very, very, I never really do the face. I just, like this one, these were like the shorter ones. Just thought I would, because who knows if anybody will ever see these. So I kind of think of these as documenting them, right? And I just used the Rembrandt pastel set, the half Rembrandt with a couple of pastel pencils, just maybe if I need a tiny bit of line. Was it Michael's keys?
Yes, I'm so glad you saw it.
Well, to be honest, so Michael, he left keys in our studio. I was like, there's no way he was gonna have to come back because obviously his...
The problem is if we hadn't noticed, if you hadn't noticed...
Well, he would have just called us and we wouldn't have been far.
We might not have been here. This is some
So
of
wait.
the ones I did.
Okay, so you did 4 poses on one sheet of paper.
Well, I actually did more. I just wiped them off and would do more over the top of them.
It's a little bit weird that her face is like right there.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, you know what, you might need to have this girl be a tiny bit darker.
Oh, I'm just practicing.
No, I know, because it's just, my face, my eyes go there immediately because of the face structure. Wait, bring them back, I want to see.
Other sketch pad if you want.
Well, no, I'm just trying to tell you, like, I think this top pose is gorgeous. And it's like, I would love for you to leave some of these beautiful poses by themselves. Because I'm going to tell you, when you do these things, they look a little orgy-like.
They're just practice.
Okay, Scott, but I mean, your drawings are beautiful and people might want them.
I was just experimenting.
So are you going for the orgy crowd?
Is there an orgy crowd?
Yeah.
There's one. Maybe
It's like people.
I'm not much of a figure painter. I never do nudes.
Scott,
usually.
your figures are beautiful. People love them. I just don't want them to be overly weird. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't like the one in black
Those are the earlier ones.
because it makes me look there. Oh, I think we saw these 2 weeks ago.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was just trying to document like the ones we did today.
These are from a while ago.
Yeah, those are. But no, I do like it. I just want, I don't know. I shouldn't be so critical because my point is that your drawings are beautiful and I would love for them to have a purpose and not for them to disappear into the Netherlands.
I've got so many piles of them now.
Well, that's not true. We've been selling them and people
True.
will buy them.
No, they're fun.
For this one, it's going to be someone who's a swinger, maybe. Possibly if you just made her darker and made her darker hair, she'll look more forward, and then it will look more perspective-wise.
I would work more on these just out of my head if I was going to finish them. So.
This one looks like she's almost falling off a mountain.
Yeah.
Like it almost looks like she's trying to balance herself, and it's like, oh, I'm about to fall.
I was just trying to practice with charcoal on here, but I didn't really leave the design, but it was erasing things out. But it was fun to.
No, I felt so not. I felt very, very like heavy. Just, I don't know, spirit, body, very, very, I guess very deep. Anyways, now we get to go home to our kitten Fig and Theo, and we get to go home and kiss and play with Annie and make her feel good. So that's always something to look forward to.